What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got the NFC North. It's a total bloodbath. Let's check this out.
Best division in the NFL at the moment.
Yeah, they're definitely the best division in the NFL right now. Going into the season, we all thought it was the AFC North, but it's clearly the NFC North right now for a fact, bro.
In the modern era, with the North keeping a frightening pace that should put the entire NFC on notice, as they could easily snap.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It is terrifying that all four NFC North teams could make the playoffs this year, bro. That is insane. That would be history making too, because I don't think four teams in the same division have made the playoffs. I know three have, but four has not.
Games of the young 2024 season. And I mean, as crazy as it sounds, that's all with only one divisional matchup played so far. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a deep dive into why the NFC North is an absolute bloodbath right now.
Okay.
Let's start with the Windy City, where undoubtedly, of course, Caleb Williams has dominated most of the news headlines because, well, it's Caleb Williams. His minimal involvement in Chicago's preseason games kept expectations sky high.
And like he did have a tough start to the season. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people were already calling him a bust, bro, like, which I did not understand, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's a rookie at the end of the day. You should not expect a rookie to just come out and start throwing for 500 yards, 5 touchdowns, and shit like this off the rip, bro. It takes time for them to develop. And he's developed pretty good so far, bro. Especially his last couple games. He's been looking so good. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. It only just took him a while to, you know what I'm saying, get that connection going with his receivers and shit.
For 40 yards while throwing 2 picks and no scores. A loss against the Colts did show improvement as he passed for 363 yards on 52 attempts for 2 touchdowns and 2 picks, though the Bears got back to winning ways the following week against the Rams. But now the 2 performances that we've seen Caleb put out on just the past 2 weeks against the Panthers and then the Jags the following week really kind of show the level of play that we were expecting to see.
And he's got, bro, the ball placement skills is immaculate, bro.
4 yards and 2 touchdowns against Carolina, and most recently 226 yards and 4 passing touchdowns in London against Jacksonville. It seems to show that the Bears offense is starting to click with their #1 overall pick. DJ Moore has been the most productive, with tight end Cole Kmet just behind him, enjoying the best start ever to his season, ranking 2nd among tight ends for receiving touchdowns and 3rd in receiving yards. Rome Odunze has the 5th most receiving yards among rookies, while veteran Keenan Allen came to life against Jacksonville with the first 2 receiving touchdowns of the season. While their run game hasn't exactly set the world alight, DeAndre Swift and Roschon Johnson are certainly capable backs and have shown steady.
Yeah, Swift been looking pretty good these last couple weeks too.
To be the story of this offense just overall. The Bears' biggest strength, though, without a doubt, is their defense. They have not allowed over 21 points this season, the 5th fewest in the NFL, with 14 takeaways, good for 2nd best in the entire league. Eric Washington's unit picked up right where they left off at the end of last season, with a strong secondary that has 7 interceptions through 6 weeks. 2 of those came from Pro Bowler Jalen Johnson, who jointly leads the team with 3 tackles for loss. Well on his way to proving he's worth the 4-year, $76 million.
Yeah, that nigga been locked down this season, bro.
Free agency addition Kevin Byard has also delivered, while 2nd-year defensive tackle Jervon Dexter leads the line with 4 sacks and 11 quarterback hits.
Okay.
Run defense was a concern coming into the season. The Bears have ranked 10th in rushing yards allowed and are looking to establish themselves as an elite defense in 2024. And now look, I know that one of the kind of arguing points that you can say is that their schedule kind of is weak. They are 5th weakest in the entire NFL. So the opponents that they're going to be playing compared to just the rest of the division is not the same. So that is a little bit of an argument point that you can try to put against.
That is fair.
But nonetheless, they're still out there performing. They do have a tough run looking for.
And like, bro, and at the end of the day, it still is the National Football League, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's any given Sunday.
One of the stronger defenses in the league. Bears fans can feel confident heading into their.
Okay, so okay, what's their schedule? So okay, so they're on a bye week this week. Okay, so then they come out, they play the Commanders. That's gonna be a tough game. I expect them to beat the Cardinals. They've been struggling. I ain't gonna lie, bro. With them having Drake May at quarterback now, I don't know. This might be a game changer. And then they got oh my gosh, this stretch. Oh my, I ain't gonna lie, bro. After that Patriots game, they got a tough stretch, bro. They got 3 straight division games. Then they play the Niners. Then they got the Vikings and Detroit again. Then they play Seattle and then Green Bay to cap off the year. That's gonna be a tough stretch right there. I ain't even gonna
Side
lie.
of Michigan's Lower Peninsula, the reigning division champion Detroit Lions certainly have not lost any step. Mastermind by offensive coordinator
Ben Johnson, this nigga, bro.
Offense in the NFL, thanks in large part to the incredible rushing duo of Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. The two have combined for over 1,000 total yards, 10 touchdowns, and about 70 yards per game apiece. Montgomery shown with 2 rushing touchdowns and a vengeful 47-9 demolition of the Cowboys in Week 6.
Crazy.
Detroit to its first win over Dallas in 11 years, handing them
In 11 years?
since 1988. Gibbs then had 2 of his own and yet another high-scoring win over the Seahawks in Week 4 before their bye. Behind the best offensive line in the league according to PFF, these two will be running a riot on anybody you put in front of them. And I think honestly what's truly remarkable about both of those running backs is their selflessness and willingness to let each other shine when they're having a particularly good game. Something made possible by their chemistry off the field. Montgomery's powerful running style is a necessary contrast to Gibbs' raw 4.3 speed, providing the Lions the luxury of using either depending on their strengths or weaknesses.
And don't get it twisted, bro. David Montgomery's fast as shit too, bro. That nigga out here run like a 4.4, 4.5, bro.
Jameson Williams, as he has already surpassed his career best tallies in receiving yards and touchdowns, as the Lions have finally found a way to maximize his ridiculous speed. Amon-Ra St. Brown and tight end Sam
St.
Laporta
Brown
haven't quite started as hot as in previous seasons, yet their ability to influence games is undeniable. Jared Goff has been the constant under center once again, despite a suboptimal start, throwing 4 picks in his first 3 games and failing to take care of the ball in a tight 20-16 loss against the Bucks. But overall, Goff has the 3rd best completion percentage in the league, going 18 for 18, which is just insane, and a 42.
That was unreal. That should have been a perfect passer rating too. And he caught a tutty that game.
10 passes without any incompletion. And now pretty much any discourse that this Lions defense did have has completely shifted, especially after the Cowboys game and the performance that they put out there. With pass rusher Marcus Davenport already suffering a season-ending injury in Week 8.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Especially after the Aiden Hutchinson injury, they desperately need pass rush help, bro. You know what I'm saying? They need to go out and trade for either Zadarius Smith or, you know what I'm saying, Max Crosby maybe, which that's probably not going to happen, but they need that elite edge rusher or maybe even Hassan Reddick. You know what I'm saying? They need somebody. Because that is a huge loss, bro. Hutchinson was leading the league in sacks too, looking like a defensive player of the year candidate this year. That just sucks, man.
Surprisingly enough too, there are rumors that the Lions might be looking to trade for Max Crosby, who is also a Michigan born and would be a great addition, but the entire team seemed to take a huge emotional hit in light of Hutchinson going in. I mean, the league leader in sacks will no doubt be hard to replace, but the Lions have a remarkable defense everywhere else. Defensive backs Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch have 7 interceptions between them, 2nd and 3rd in the league respectively. And I mean, honestly, they have been the heart and soul of the Lions secondary, helping them to a respectable 8th fewest points conceded in the league. Detroit is yet to play a division rival, but with a showdown at Minnesota ahead of them in Week 7, it should be an interesting Sunday.
Oh, they play Minnesota this week.
And now on the other side of Lake Michigan, we have the Green Bay Packers, who honestly, they've already kind of overcome their fair share of adversity in the early part of the season, with Jordan Love going down with that scary knee injury. And as crazy as it sounds, they are right back in the Super Bowl conversation and just being in contention for the Super Bowl. An injury to Jordan Love in his first game since signing a 4-year.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that injury again. I ain't gonna lie to you, gang.
As his backup Malik Willis was fairly uninspiring in the last quarter of their loss against the Eagles, but Willis ended up steering the Packers to victories against the Colts and the Titans before relinquishing the reins upon Love's return against Minnesota. I mean, an epic 4th quarter comeback just came up short of winning the first divisional matchup there, but the Packers offense proved that they can still be explosive. Jaden Reed has been the
that was Love's first game back too, so
touchdowns, but the spoils have been shared for the most part among Green Bay's youthful receiving corps. Dontavian Wicks and tight end Tucker Kraft both have 3 touchdowns, while Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson have 2 scores apiece. Their strength has been in their ability to use a multitude of weapons in the passing game, with Jordan Love ranking 2nd in passing touchdowns with 12, despite missing.
Yeah, like, bro, they don't. The only weakness they have is kicker and maybe pass rusher.
Their running game has left something to be
but especially kicker. They need a good kicker, bro.
Only one of which has come from a running back. Josh Jacobs hasn't quite been the best this season, yet to find the form he had a few years ago with the Raiders. He has only broken the 100-yard mark once this season and will be able to prove he's worth the hefty contract forked out.
I mean, but he's still been pretty solid though.
Honestly, the sticking point for Green Bay has been their defense in the past, but this year it's been the complete opposite, and their defense has been one of the best in the league. Safety Xavier McKinney leads the league in interceptions with
that boy McKinney, this season, one of the greatest offseason acquisitions ever, bro.
Against the Titans, they have forced a league high 17 turnovers and allowed the
17
with Devontae Wyatt leading the defensive line with 3 sacks, 5 quarterback hits, and 6.
I like how they did that shit all together. Yo.
And I mean, honestly, they play complimentary football as the Pack lead the league with a turnover differential of +9. Doing all of this while cornerback Eric Stokes has been unable to replicate his rookie form is impressive, but there is certainly cause for concern when they come up against stronger sides. Jordan Love led them to 2 wins against an injury-ridden Rams in a woeful pass defense in Arizona, while he threw 3 interceptions against the suffocating Vikings defense and is tied for the second most picks thrown this season. Turnovers will be the name of the game for LaFleur's men on both sides of the ball, but one thing is for certain, they will be an entertaining watch either way. Heading further west now though, we have the division-topping Minnesota Vikings. And honestly, I don't think that's a sentence that really many people thought they were
gonna be I ain't gonna lie, bro. I thought it was gonna be the complete opposite. I thought the Vikings were gonna be the worst team in that division, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, seriously, imagine
I am so fucking surprised that they are 5-0.
Pick in the NFC North, hogging all of the headlines for good reasons. All of the offseason noise around Justin Jefferson's contract, Kirk Cousins leaving, and the season-ending injury to their first-round draft pick, JJ McCarthy, had some legitimate questions being raised around the franchise. 6 weeks in though, Minnesota is the only remaining undefeated team in the NFC. The Vikings have responded to every challenge thrown their way with what may turn out to be a season-defining victory over the Niners in week 2, firmly establishing them as a serious football team. Darnold's connection with Justin Jefferson for a 97-yard touchdown from his own end zone got the job done there, before going on to land a resounding 34-7 victory in Houston, where he passed for 4 touchdowns and no picks against one of the finest defensive units in the AFC. Darnold's veteran presence and game management have helped the Vikings stay in control of their games and never going behind since the first quarter of the season. He then shone against the Packers for 3 touchdowns and 275 yards before faltering in the face of a very strong Jets defense, completing a measly 45% of passes for 1 pick and no scores. Instead, the duo of Ty Chandler and Aaron Jones stepped up instead, with the defense also playing a huge role in keeping Aaron Rodgers and company at bay. And I mean, honestly, Jones has been a massive coup for Minnesota, with his impact very much felt on the ground and in the air. I mean, honestly, this is just one of the greatest strengths of the Vikings roster, I believe. Like, I mean, definitely while certainly there is great individual talent.
Yeah, I think the Vikings got the best defense in the league, bro, in my opinion.
It almost seems like when one is slacking, the other one picks up the other slack and just kind of balances each other out. And I mean, honestly, that has helped with just the injury hardships that they have faced so far this season, with TJ Hawkinson and Jordan Addison missing, and hell, even Justin Jefferson missing out on some snaps. Like, it's almost as if one aspect of the team is just completely faltering that week, a different part of the unit or just the entire team will pick up that part's slack. But I think it's safe to say that no one part of the team has had a bigger influence on this team than the defense. They have forced the second most turnovers while also ranking first in hurries for 33, knockdowns to 30, and pressures with
that boy Van Ginkel will have himself a season game.
Which has
2 pick sixes,
second in sacks while also leading the league in interceptions with 11, 2 of which have been returned for scores conveniently in games where the offense has struggled to get going. Under Brian Flores, this Vikings defense has become an absolute nightmare to come up against, with disguised looks and timely, well-executed rotations, making them adaptable, unpredictable, and most importantly, extremely effective at penetrating the O-line. Still, the only team to win a divisional matchup, with that being the Vikings, host the Red Hot Lions, looking to keep their unbeaten streak alive. And if they manage to do so, we can no longer call their success a surprise. Kevin O'Connell's got something.
That's gonna be a good game, though.
Minneapolis. So with 4 of the best
#1 offense versus #1 defense, bro, that's gonna be crazy.
We might have a league-sanctioned bloodbath in the NFC North, which has been historically good this season. Personally, for me, I still see the Lions coming out on top, though. I mean, they have too much talent and pass the eye test more than any of the other 3. Behind them, I could see maybe even the Bears coming in second, especially if they can pick up some statement wins in their next few games against tougher oppositions. They are on the up and are undefeated at Soldier Field so far this season, and if they can turn it into a fortress in 2024, who's to say they don't win those 3 divisional matchups they have at home and get a wild card spot? But nonetheless, I think we are are in for a hell of a ride in the NFC North. What I want to hear from you guys though is, who do you think is going to win the NFC North? Give me your predictions down below. It has been a crazy season. I think by far now, at least for this season, the NFC North has taken the AFC North's title as king, or just the toughest division in the NFL. Like, it is just crazy how tough both of the NFC and AFC North divisions are. But as of right now, just record wise, and I think team wise also, the NFC North is just far superior. Yes, in the AFC North you have,
as a Ravens fan, I agree,
Baltimore Ravens, but right now the NFC North is supreme. But again, I want to get your guys' predictions. Which division is better, the AFC North or the NFC North? Hell,
hey man, I really don't know who's gonna win this division, bro. Like, it's anybody's division at this point. You know what I'm saying? With the Vikings being 5-0, the Lions being 4-1, I believe. Yeah, the Vikings, the Lions, yeah, the Lions 4-1. The damn, I think both the Packers and the Bears are 4-2. So this is gonna be a goddamn bloodbath for real, bro. Like, oh my gosh, I really don't know who's gonna win this division, bro. Like, I really don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna just have to let it play out. I ain't gonna lie, bro, because I can't pick a team to win this division for real. But I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Y'all let me know what other NFL videos y'all want me to react to. Without further ado, I'm out. Yeah.